Rain clouds build and disperse in the fierce heat. Elephants, particularly the oldest and most experienced female, the matriarch, must know the whereabouts of lagoons where they can drink and splash to cool their vast bodies. For a young calf, the visit to a waterhole is a new experience. The females are quick to respond, gently easing their precious calf back out of the water and over the slippery bank. Its distress causes quite a stir, a measure of their collective commitment to its survival. A 2-year-old calf has done this before and is now allowed into water on its own. It has also learned how to use its trunk to suck up a valuable drink. And that trunk, which it was unable to use for the first 6 months of its life, is becoming more and more important. Encouraged back into the water, but under careful supervision, the younger calf is still learning. It is also being cooled by the water, and the mud pack will help protect it against biting insects and skin parasites. In the care and defense of their calves, elephants are exceptional. They need to be. Young females will not have their first babies until they are about 10, and males may be 30 before they are fully active sexually. The larger the herd, the more protection for the young calves. 10 to 15 is an average size, and when several of these herds meet up, predators will not get so many chances to attack their young. It is when the family groups are really small that predators like spotted hyenas sense their greatest opportunities. There are just 4 in this female herd, and they know they are being followed. The mother of the calf scans the airwaves with her trunk for vital information on the hyena's whereabouts. The calf is agitated and seeks physical reassurance from its mother's body. The hyenas can afford to play a waiting game. An all-out attack with a large matriarch now fully alerted to their presence would cost lives. Instead, their close approach is non-threatening, though each one of them will be assessing the fitness of the baby and weighing up their chances of success. But the elephants can only take so much of this blatant tactic, and soon attack is the best means of defense. The hyenas have the information they were after. This may be a small herd of elephants, but it is best left well alone, at least for the time being. 1-year-old calf has not been so fortunate. Despite the added protection of a much larger herd, this youngster has suffered repeated attacks by hyenas. Without a proper trunk, the calf will not be able to drink and feed properly, and its condition will deteriorate. It can still use its mouth, but elephants' trunks increase in importance as they get older, and this one will not live much longer. Already the calf seems isolated within the herd, as though the adult females who have cherished it for so long are now turning their backs on a youngster who carries no hope for the future. Despite the close attention of their adults, 1/3 of all elephant calves may die in their first year of life. For those that survive this difficult period, the chances of living naturally to old age, say 65, are good. They will become the largest and strongest land animals, characterized above all by the extraordinary use of their trunks. The trunk, a fused and elongated nose and upper lip, has no bones in it and is controlled by 6 main muscles subdivided into 100,000 separate muscular units. It has evolved as the elephant's lifeline to compensate for the massive inflexibility of its head, body and legs. It drinks, gathers food, smells, squirts and trumpets. And it can also be used as a very effective weapon. It may take a calf 10 years to master the full use of its trunk. It is not in the water but on dry land that the greatest impact of elephants is felt, particularly by vegetation. Some trees are more vulnerable than others. Baobabs, giant succulents with very soft centers, have a high water content and elephants love them. The relationship between elephants and tree damage is complex. Adult elephants need to eat something like 150 kilos of vegetation each day, and their great strength allows them to attack and destroy living trees at will. But it is not in their long-term interests to eat themselves out of house and home, and this is partly why their empire is so large, allowing them to feed, move on, and return only when vegetation has had a chance to recover. Despite their inability to protect themselves physically against elephants, some trees can fill their leaves with nasty-tasting chemicals, particularly tannins, while others are able to grow back quickly after an attack. It looks, however, as though nothing can save this baobab tree. As they wander the African bush, feeding, drinking, mating and raising their young, elephants encounter many animals. Lions and hyenas are a real threat, but others who are harmless can still cause quite a stir. The elephant rubs its eye with its trunk, a sign that it is caught between continuing its journey and retreating further. The African python may also be alarmed by the great bulk looming over it. And the elephant is now showing signs of real stress. But pythons are not poisonous. They grow to 5 meters in length, so they can overpower their prey, animals up to the size of small antelopes, suffocating them in coils and then swallowing them head first. In a head-on encounter, it is the 2-ton elephant that backs away. But the python is not being aggressive. It must get out of the way of those heavy feet, and a shady, secluded spot will also save it from overexposure to the hot sun. Pythons, like all reptiles, are cold-blooded. That is, they rely largely on external heat sources to warm their bodies to efficient working temperatures. They can regulate their body heat by moving in and out of the sun, so any disturbance that interferes with this can be difficult. Elephants, as mammals, are warm-blooded, making their own body heat deep inside themselves from the food they eat. Their large bodies need large amounts of food, and because vegetation contains a lot of difficult-to-digest cellulose, there is a lot of waste. In the elephant's case, as much as 1/3 of what it eats.